Yeah. Hello, everyone. So for now, we are going to take a look of all the pillars of the BTP and a small project that we created in the team. My name is Alejandro Rodriguez Barea. I'm part of the solution advisory team in Spain. And what we have done is we have created a demo of the SAP Business Technology Platform. And today I want to show you that. So as you may know, this is the SAP strategy, and we are not talking about the SAP strategy, but the important thing is BTP have 5 different pillars, and today we want to show you an integrated demo that we have created in the team where we touch every one of the different areas. So we have an app that has been developed with SAP Labs, we have automation, we have integration suite, we have data and analytics, and at the end we have also enabled artificial intelligence within the applications that we have developed. So why have we created this scenario? So the main idea is when we were talking with customers, partners, sometimes when you talk about SAP BTP, it's just different service, unconnected, but in reality, all of them are connected through the platform. And the idea of creating this scenario is to showcase all the different capabilities of the SAP BTP working together. So this is something that has been created by the solution advisory team in Spain. Every one of us is an expert in one of the services that we provide in the integration suite, and together we have created this end-to-end demo, and that's why I wanted also to bring my colleagues into the scenario, but also to recognize the work that they have done and also learn from each other in the area. So the idea of this BTP Chef is we were thinking, and Carles, who is here as well, was helping us with the concept, okay, we want to create something that helps us to showcase all the technology that we have in the BTP, and we were thinking, okay, what is something that affects all of us in the day-to-day? So the food waste every day, this is the amount of food wasted every year in tons. So it's a lot of food. So we were thinking to create awareness at the same time that we showcase technology. And 690 million people is hungry nowadays, so they don't have food to eat. And that's why we have created the concept of BTP Chef, so we can showcase our technology at the same time that we can help create awareness on how to reduce food waste. So the concept is very similar Too Good to Waste or something like that, but everything is created within SAP BTP. So the business model is we have the vendors who can donate food that they are going to throw away, so they can donate to us. We can prepare the dishes. When we have it, we will deliver or we will donate them to the customers. So don't think too much about the business model. This is just the idea, and the important thing is to understand the technology that we have underneath. So now that we have the concept, let's focus on the 5 pillars of the SAP BTP, and let's understand how can we operate with them and how they can connect together. So the players that we have in one side is the vendor, the suppliers that donate food. We have the customer who can access the app and can order food, and we have the BTP Chef, that's us. We are the platform, we are the company operating those apps and also behind the scenes cooking the food. So the idea for the vendor is that we can create this kind of application. So this has been created with SAP Build. The idea is you can modify the interface using small boxes that you can drag and drop. You can put everything. I think Fran before showed how to create an app. This is the similar, but a bit more advanced. We also have integrated with Amazon image recognition. So here we can take a photo of any ingredient. We take the picture, and it recognizes with kind of object, or which kind of ingredient we are talking about. In this case, it recognizes it's apple. We are working on to also automatically detect the amount of ingredients that are in the picture. So this is something that we want to add because this is a live concept that we are evolving as technology evolves with us. So the idea with this is we have created with SAP Build apps. This is the low-code, no-code, easy. We have connected to a non-SAP system, which is our data model we have created, and we can enable that for the mobile and also for the web browser. Behind the scenes, we will also have integration suite because all the data is coming from our HANA cloud, so we have different OData exposed in integration suite, and we can use it to integrate. So we are going to showcase it in a moment. At the same time, we have another look and feel. It's the same concept, but as you see this time, the colors are in green. It's a bit different because this is the customer app. So the idea here is we can create any kind of application. In this case, this is for the customer who is going to be requesting or ordering food in our app. So here you see it has created different orders in the past, so we can showcase, it can create a new one, they can rate the comment, they can rate the food, they can rate if the delivery was late, was on time, and then on that rating, we are going to apply artificial intelligence with generative AI hub, we are going to see in a moment. But mainly the thing is the same. You see here we have the different tools that we have been using, Bill Apps, Integration Suite, and HANA Cloud. HANA Cloud is where all the orders, all the ingredients are stored. Bill Apps is the front end. Integration Suite is doing the connections between the different apps. So how we have used Integration Suite, we have created an API portal. In that API portal, we have exposed the different APIs that this application is going to be using. Then in SAP Bill Apps, we said, okay, this is the API that you should be using. We have added some policies in order to secure them and make sure no one is using it, or we have the spike harvest, so no many calls are added into that API, and then we can start using the application, connecting the front end with the back end through the integration suite. So how have we created the application? So first, we have added those same APIs into the tool. Once we have added into the part of the data, so usually how SAP builds apps works is you can enable the data, you can enable the front end, and you can enable the logic. So in that part, we are adding data into the application. Now, when we move to the front end, you're going to see how we have created the different pages where the users can navigate. Everything has been created without writing any code. I will say maybe a little bit of scripting in some areas for the logic, but most of it has been adding these boxes that you see on the left. We can add it there, and then you have some advanced properties in order to exactly find the parameter or the data that you want to showcase. But yeah, that's the idea of how it has been created. So for now, we have seen the part of the supplier, the part of the customer, and the tools that we are using. Now we are going to take a look to the BTP Chef platform. So basically here, what we have created is SAP Build Workflow. Antonio was working at the beginning, is the new launchpad. So basically, we put that as the first starting point for the chef in order to find which is the activity that they have to do day to day. In this part, they can see the analytics, okay, how many orders do we have, how many ingredients do we have, and also we have the task. At the moment in the task, you can receive all the orders from the bill apps, also from the customers and from the suppliers. You can see the orders that are coming, the ingredients that are coming, and the chef can decide, okay, I'm going to start cooking this food, I'm going to start preparing that, and once this is ready for delivery, we are going to send it to the customer. So here we have seen that the order has been confirmed, and now the order is ready to deliver. So this is the process that we have enabled. We are going to talk now how it has been enabled, but basically this is the idea. Everything has been done with SAP Build process automation. So once the order is received, the chef confirms the order, and then once it's confirmed, it is ready to deliver. Once it's delivered, the consumer can give us feedback. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's the idea. So for that, we have been using these two tools that we can see on the left, SAP Build Workflow and the Build Process Automation. And this is how it has been enabled. So let me stop it here for a second. Here. So if you see, once the customer is using the application, they trigger an event that SAP Build Process Automation receives. Then the chef can decide if we approve or reject the order. If we approve, it goes through one way. If we reject, it goes to other path. In this case, we cancel the order. through another API that we have enabled in Integration Suite, then the order is rejected. If we approve it, then we have the delivery option. The delivery can be accepted or rejected. It will be the same as if the delivery app or Uber Eats cancel your order, you cannot deliver, so it will be the same. And here we are doing the same process. So now this is just to show you, SAP Build Process Automation is created using low-code, no-code. So again, everything are small drag and drop options that you can use. And here you can see, okay, this is we are in a deployed version. That's why we cannot modify. Otherwise, we will see on the left different boxes. It will be like a template, or you can use, how is it called? Like the activities that you can use, email, automation. You have different options in order to use it in there. And that's the idea that we have created this part. So, and the other part is, okay, once what we have also do is we have enabled a generative AI hub in the BTP. Here what we did is we created the GPT-4, so we deployed it, and now we were doing some tests. This is SAP AI Launchpad. In the AI Launchpad, you can play, and you can deploy different prompts. And once it is ready for production, you can send it, and you can consume it from other applications. So the idea here, we were doing some tests as the users were giving feedback of the food, of the orders, and once we were happy with you see, here you have different parameters. You have the GPT-4, you have different parameters that you can modify, and once we were happy with the kind of reply that it was given to us, what we did is, okay, sorry, this is not correct. Let me jump. So here, what we did is we created this dashboard using the AI Launchpad and AI Core, and here all the comments that the customers were giving in the app has been automatically analyzed through the Generative AI Hub. So here what we have are different capabilities. First, at the top, we say to the Generative AI Hub, okay, filter these comments in these categories. We have 8 categories, and those are the categories: low urgency, calm, it was late, customer was not happy, customer is happy, and it is automatically done. At the same time, we have a suggested response to the comment that the user have created. So here, what we have done, we have created a RAG application, and what we are doing is we are providing context, which are the most similar comments to this comment, and based on that, on the comments that we have answered in the past, generate a new response, and also you can see the filter. Then here in the, okay, sorry, I should have stopped it before. So here, in the suggested response, this is where it has been taking the context of the previous replies that we have given to other customers, and with that, it has generated a new response, but based in the most similar replies that we have proposed. And also, in some cases, in this case, it didn't make so much sense because it was a short message, but it also provides a summary. So you see here, it is the customer review. This is the exact review of the customer, and then we can summarize in order to make it easier for the users to work with it. This is just a use case that we have created for the BTP Chef, but think of this that you can do the same for contracts, for production orders, for maintenance orders, for sales orders, any kind of object in the SAP world. We can create this kind of interfaces or this kind of monitors or insights for the employees. And here, coming back to the end, also what is important is, you see here at the top, we can work in any language, because when we set to translate, it takes the language of the system and it translates all the content to your language. So if it was in English, it translates to Spanish. If you were in Spanish and you're working in English, it translates automatically. So this is very easy and it can be achieved quite fast. And now coming back to this part, because I think it was a bit of it was not correct, the order. What we have done is we have created this SAP Analytics dashboard where you can track everything. I think Jose showed you before how it works. Here what we did was just enable different dashboard or stories, and here we put together all the information that the chef will need in the day-to-day in order to receive the ingredients, in order to receive the orders, and to provide the orders to the rest of the, or to provide the orders to the customers. So this is basically how we created the story. We have different pages with different information. One information is based on the orders, other information is based on the ingredients, in the suppliers, in the customers. We have analytics of everything because the app is generating is generating data all the time, and we are taking that data and showcasing to the chef in order to make sense of the day-to-day work. But how is this data coming here? So as you might know, because Jose already explained, SAP Analytics Cloud allows us to show the data. But in reality, what we are doing below, we are using DataSphere in order to model that data and put some views in order that SAP Analytics Cloud will consume. So this is how we have been using SAP DataSphere in order to create those views. So DataSphere works with the space concept. So basically, you can create different spaces for different users. It can be for HR, for sales, for production, for finance. And in here, what we have been doing is we took our data model, which is BTP Chef, what we are seeing here, and we are taking the data and we are mixing it together in order to create the views and provide the order for SAP Analytics Cloud. So now, if I go a little bit faster here, so basically, we took a connection to our HANA Cloud, and we are working with that data in order to make sense. We are doing some formulas in the wild that call that data preparation. So in here, we have the this, we have the order details, the order this. Here we are doing some formulas in order to create the final order view that SAP Analytics Cloud is going to be consuming at the end of the day. So as you can see, this is a modeling tool, but actually it's very intuitive because it is easy to work with it. It's very based on different boxes that you can be adding and modifying, and at the end you can have something like that we are going to be using later on. So this is the other part that we have already seen. This is the part of the AI, but how has it been created? So basically, we have build apps for the front end of the application, but for this part, we are using a CAP project within SAP Build Code. And here what we have is our data model, our services, and the UI. The UI is what you have seen before. And what we have done in this part, in the UI, we have enabled the AI, the generative AI hub in the code in order, so every time we want to call the AI, what we are using is we are using the AI core destination. We are taking that destination. We have the name of the parameters. This is coming from AI. Then the different things that we have modified. And what we are doing is we are taking the review. We are sending it to GPT. GPT is summarizing, classifying, finding the most similar answers. For finding the context, it also calls our HANA Cloud database. With that HANA Cloud, it takes the vectors, it finds the most similar ones, and then it gives us back the most similar ways and the proposed response. This is just a basic drag application, but the important thing is this AI core destination. You can use it within the same sub-account or with different sub-accounts. And the idea is you can send any kind of data from the app combined with other sources, as Frank was explaining before. So with the cloud, we can combine different services, different data from different providers, and at the end of the day, it can all make sense in the front end of the application. So this is very interesting. So if later you have questions about how it works in the architecture, we can take a look. We can speak later because I will be around here. So what we have is, for the supplier and the customer, we have been using those tools. For the BTP Chef platform, we are using the other tools, as you have seen here. Generative AI Hub, Build Code is the last part, SAP Analytics Cloud, to monitor or to visualize the data, SAP DataSphere to model all the data, process automation in order to create this process with the canvas, which you can drag and drop different steps, build Worth on the front end, the launchpad for the chefs in order to take the day-to-day orders, and SAP Analytics Cloud, again, in order to visualize the data. So if you remember at the beginning when I showed you this slide, what we were thinking is, okay, we have the SAP strategy, we have the 5 pillars, but we don't have a demo, we don't have a scenario where you can showcase granularly all the different parts. If you are interested to know everything, we can showcase you a complete demo of how to use SAP BTP and how to integrate the different areas. If you are interested in the development part, we can deep dive in the development part, showcasing SAP Labs, SAP Build Code, SAP HANA. If you want to know more about automation, we can do the same. If you are interested in data analytics, we can do the same. At the end of the day, this is the architecture. So basically, this is what we have, we are using. If you are the user of the BTP Chef, the first step will be Warzone, and from there you can jump to all the different areas, and we can combine all these pieces, and the idea of that project within the team is as soon as SAP is releasing new technology, now we are talking about agents, about Joule, the idea is that we are able to evolve the solution, and we are able to add all these capabilities, the new capabilities that SAP will be providing in the future. We would like to add them all here and to keep this live and evolving at the same time that the technology is evolving. And yeah, that was the idea. I don't know if you have any question. No? Okay, thank you very much for taking the time. Hope you like it.
Voy a hacer un selfie aquí, tío. ¿Sí? ¿Ya está? ¿Sí? Vale. Hello guys. So I will just take a picture. If everybody could have a look here. Hello. Hola. No, bien. Sí, vale. So good morning, Barcelona. Nice to meet you here. It's my last SAP Inside Track of the year. So this year I had the pleasure to visit many SAP Inside Tracks, and this is the last one. So the best come to the end, right? Yeah. My name is Felipe Borges. I'm an owner of the Convec company that is here. And today I'm going to talk about the SAP document and reporting compliance in the context of global compliance. This presentation will be more a didactical presentation. I'm not going to go in detail about the solution, okay? It's more that you understand why SAP created this solution. So, let's start. And before I start, a little bit about myself, okay? So I'm participating in different events, in SAP Inside Tracks, in Waldorf, I went as well there as a speaker. Also, I organize a SAP Inside Track in Valencia, and I'm planning to organize next year as well. So let's see. And I'm living in Valencia. So this photo I took 1 week before the Dana, okay? So I received a visit from the SAP community from Germany. So the SAP community is not just about SAP, but also to make friends. I have many friends from the SAP community, and I think this is nice that the guys here from Barcelona are organizing this event. Okay, so and this is last week in the Netherlands. So it was the SAP Inside Track Netherlands. So you see a lot of people. I was there as well. So, and it was amazing to connect with people there. So I recommend everybody here to go also to different SAP Inside Tracks just to get connected with other colleagues, okay, from other countries. So yeah, let's then, last word. So about Convict there, these are our customers, and then you're gonna see a little bit about more this topic, and this is what we do with my company, okay? So normally I would ask you raise your hands and something like that, but I'm not going to do this because Antonio did it already. And this is the results. Now, so which profile best describe you? We are, of course, normally we are more technical here in the SAP Inside Tracks. In all of SAP Inside Tracks that I visit, is the public is technical colleagues, okay? So, but we have also functional and, of course, gente respetable, and this is good, okay. So, yeah, let's start. So, this is the agenda of today. So, I'm gonna give you a short introduction about this topic of today. Then I go to what is eCompliance, okay? And what is electronic invoice. Then I will introduce you the SAP document and reporting compliance solution from SAP, and then talk a little bit about the project approach, and the end it is, okay? So it's not, I'm not going to go in deep, it's just very didactical, okay, the presentation. And the first question is always, I wanted to ask you, how can governments increase tax collection? So, I believe it's a typical question, I know. So you can increase your VAT. So here in Spain, you can increase the tax collection, but at the end, this is not it's an unpopular decision to increase the VAT. So you can also kind of direct taxes also from your salary. They can increase the tax, and then you're going to have also a problem with the with people. But there is also another way to increase the tax collection, which is fight against tax evasion. Okay, tax evasion is a big problem worldwide. It's not only in countries like in South America or no, here in Europe is also a big problem and a challenge for all governments to fight against this. Now a question to you. Which country do you believe in Europe has the highest tax evasion? Which one? No. No. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, guys, it's easy. It's Italy, and the second place then Germany. And of course, because they have a bigger economy and the tax evasion is higher. But Italy is losing 190 billion euros with the tax evasion. And this data is from 2015. So, and this is the reason why Italy introduced the electronic invoice to fight against the tax evasion, so they can collect more money. Imagine what you can do with 190 billion. You can invest in schools, education, and many other things. So there are many possibilities here to increase then the tax collection. So, and now, so because of that, because of this tax evasion, so countries worldwide started to fight against the tax evasion. Yes, so, and the countries start, of course, with the digital transformation, especially during the time of the COVID. You could make a lot of bureaucracy through the internet. It was not anymore necessary to go personally to the place, not to get some paper from the government. Now everything is possible to do this from home using your digital certificate or your DNE card or something like that. Okay, so but this is of course not enough to fight against the tax evasion. So, and then we have this buzzword, digital transformation. We use it so much in the last years, then I just invented or just got another buzzword called eCompliance, okay? eCompliance is nothing more than the digital transformation of tax authorities. And eCompliance, of course, can be used in other contexts as well. So, but here today, we are using this in the tax context. Okay? So, but what is eCompliance? Okay, eCompliance is nothing more than, or refers to the usage such electronic methods like electronic invoice and e-reporting, so to ensure that business met their tax obligations. Okay, this is very simple. I don't want to, of course, we can describe it better and including like indirect taxes, direct taxes, but it's not, it's enough here, electronic invoice and electronic reporting. Okay, so then we identified the two main blocks here now, electronic invoice and e-reporting. So I have only 30 minutes, then we are gonna talk only about electronic invoice, which is the hot topic nowadays in many countries in Europe. So, but what is an invoice? So I believe many of you know what is electronic invoice. It's not a PDF, okay? A lot of people think that, especially our customers, they come, but what is an electronic invoice? In Germany, they was saying that electronic invoice is you get a briefcase, you put a PDF in a USB stick, put this USB stick with the PDF invoice in the letter case, and this is an electronic invoice. Okay, so the Germans go very deep in the definition. So, and they, it was a discussion because they are introducing the electronic invoice there now. Okay, but well, there is a definition in Europe what is a invoicing, and before I go to this topic, what do you believe it is? What is an invoice for you? You can read here. Well, it's B, okay? It's the exchange, it's the electronic exchange of invoice between supplier and buyer. This is the definition of electronic invoice. Very simple. And, but there is a definition in Europe, so which define electronic invoicing is the process of sending this invoice document, so between supplier and buyer. And in order to handle the electronic invoice, which is the definition for the structure of the data you will use to send the invoice. Okay? Well, this is just a definition. So one side is the way how you transport it, and the other one is the definition what you are going to transport from the information point of view. So, yes, and now this next two slides very important to understand, because I'm talking about here the post-audit paradigm which you are using nowadays. Okay, so colleagues that have a company or are freelancer, they have this issue nowadays. So, because here down below you have the taxpayers, you are selling, okay, you are selling constantly your company, so products, and they are issuing invoices, and after 3 months or a quarter, then you have to generate a report and send this report to the tax authority saying, I sold 1 million euros and I have to pay 210,000 euros in tax. Okay? So you perform your business first and then you report it to the tax authority. This is what is happening nowadays. Okay? Except with Spain. Okay? Spain is it's not anymore post-audit. But it doesn't matter. Worldwide is this. And now there is a new paradigm, which is called the clearance model, okay, which we connect, also we connect the tax authorities with the taxpayers. So real-time financial data is exchanged with the tax authority. When you sell something, you have to report in real time to the tax authority, informing them about the electronic invoice and how much tax you have declared in your invoice, so that they know everything about this financial transaction in real time. And here we can see in the middle we have the eCompliance topic. This is what I'm saying, okay? This is the connection between financial supply chain, the physical supply chain, and the tax authority. Everything in real time. And this is the new paradigm. The world is moving to this paradigm here. Well, okay. Then, as I told you, the clearance model. There are many different clearance models in the worldwide, but this is the simplest one. Okay, this is for the basic model, and this is enough because here we can see we have the supplier, and on the other side we have the buyer. On the top we have the tax authorities. But nowadays, when the supplier issues an invoice, this invoice goes directly to the buyer. But now, with this new clearance model, it's not anymore like this. So, meaning the supplier has first to send the invoice to the tax authority. The tax authority will validate this invoice, and if everything is okay, then give the authorization back to the supplier, and then the supplier send this to the buyer, the invoice. Okay? So, and this is the difference. And here, let's close the gap, okay? Tax evasion, guys. So, buyer, once received the electronic invoice, the buyer can check in the tax authority if this invoice that they received is a valid one. Okay? And on this way, countries are fighting against the tax evasion. So it's not just because it's nice to have an electronic invoice, it's just because they are really fighting against the tax evasion. This is the only reason. And then you have the other reasons, speed, the process, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but at the end, it's money. So, good. And okay, and the middle here, solution service provider. There are many service providers outside, but we work only with SAP document and reporting compliance. Okay, this is the SAP standard solution to cover this model. Yeah. Now I prepared here for you, so a time lapse, how the electronic invoice marked worldwide is developing. Okay, the time lapse that I prepared for you here is a word map, and you will see here how the market is evolving. As you can see, in 2011, Brazil and some Nordic countries were already leader on this topic, because they started to fight against the tax evasion much earlier than, because we had I'm a Brazilian, I know there are a lot of problems there, okay? So, and they started this with the Nota Fiscal Eletrônica in Brazil, exactly with the goal to fight against the tax evasion. So we started the time lapse, just see, it's very short. So 2023, okay, I don't have the 24, but you see all countries, or many countries in Latin America are already red, meaning they are leaders on this topic, electronic invoice. And on the left side, Europe, okay, in starting from 2030, should be completely red, because there is a new new law from Europe, from the EU, which is called VIDA, and they are obliging countries in Europe to introduce electronic invoice and legal reporting. Okay, so Europe and Latin America will be leading this topic in the next years, especially here in Spain, with the new law, Ley Crece, ¿no? ¿Cómo se llama? Creo. We will introduce the electronic invoice in Spain as well. So then let's move forward. Okay, that's the market. And let's talk about the solution. Okay, I'm not going to go in details, but it's important that you understand the SAP document and reporting compliance. It consists on two different technologies. So SAP created the SAP solutions for global tax management. There's a strategy, consists of 3 products, but here, let's start here on the left side, on the top, eDocument. The eDocument solution is SAP DRC, okay, but the eDocument is there for a real-time exchange of documents between taxpayer and tax authority. And on the other hand, you have the statutory reporting, which is the solution for legal reporting. They are different technologies. They have nothing to do with each other. So, and this is then the SAP document and reporting compliance, okay, the 2 technologies. SAP created a kind of layer on the top so that customers understand it. It's easier to understand for the customer. Because in the past, it was a big problem, many different licensing, and nobody understood. Now they created the SAP document and reporting compliance, and so, yeah, making it easier for everybody. Yeah, let's go to the eDocument solution. It is still SAP document and reporting compliance, but we are going to talk only about the eDocument because it's the part of the electronic invoice. Okay, but what is the SAP document and reporting compliance? Okay, the SAP DRC is the standard solution to create electronic documents in real time, transform this retrieve the data from the S/4HANA, transform it to a given format, okay, a predefined format, and then send it to the tax authority or business partner, what else, okay? So important, this solution is able to extract data, transform in a format, and send to a receiver. So, and the solution landscape consists of two main blocks, okay? Here on the one side, you have the compliance cockpit, which you have basically a monitor, okay? And this monitor is able to manage different electronic invoice for different countries. You have, for example, country version 1, 2, 3, and many of it. I have a customer where is using 15 countries in this SAP document and reporting compliance A document. 15. This is really powerful, this tool. So, and on the other block, we have the SAP BTP. And on the SAP BTP side, is the integration part. Okay, you have two different possibilities there. One side is SAP integration suite, which you use to connect with some few countries. But then you have also the SAP document and reporting compliance cloud edition. I believe SAP will move everything to the SAP document and reporting compliance, the cloud edition, and because the SAP integration is a problem for the customer. They have to maintain, update the iFlows, and this generates a lot of issues for the end customer. But let's see. But these are the main blocks. Now, one part is on-premise, and the other part is in the cloud. Okay? So, yeah. Here are some few countries that are supported by the solution. And exactly, this is the monitor, what I was explaining to you. And here you see, this is from a customer from us. And you see, so the many countries they have there. There are a lot of countries. And it's very, very powerful solution for multinationals. So, let's talk about Germany a little bit. So in Germany, they will introduce the electronic invoice in 2025. It's very, the law in Germany is complicated because they started, they obliged the taxpayer to receive the electronic invoice, but you are not, it's not mandatory to send. It's strange, but it is the law that they define like this. So then customers are implementing the solution to receive, but they are not obliged to send the electronic invoice. So, well, but starting from 2027, to send the electronic invoice in Germany will be obliged, become mandatory. And in Germany, they also didn't define the format. So it's really strange there, because they just said, we want that you send the information following that norm. So European norm 16931. You have just to follow this norm. This means this norm is definition of the semantic. So only the content. No, it's defining the content that you have to send to your buyer. But for the syntax, you can use then the UBL 2.1 and that one, the CII here, that supports that, norm. So then in German, it was a long discussion. So we're still discussing, okay? Then we have basically in Germany, the Ex-Rechnung, which is more or less the UBL, okay, format that we were talking about. Then you had the Zugpferd, which in fact is a PDF with an embedded XML file. The SAP solution works with the, well, SAP supports all of these formats that you're seeing, but our customers, they want to use the Zugpferd version because you have the PDF and then you have an embedded Ex-Rechnung together. Okay, so then you have the possibility to visualize the electronic invoice and the XML file will be attached there, embedded. So for yes, so that this document is a legal one, a legal document. Well, these are the options that you have in Germany to keep in compliance. It's very difficult to keep in compliance in Germany because you have to spend too much money to support all possible channels and formats. So, good. And this is the very simple system landscape, okay, that you can use. I don't know if it's not working. So you can see here on the top, you have the S/4HANA, the SAP document and reporting compliance, which I said is on-premise, so install it directly to the system. And then you have on the BTP side and the cloud edition, which support the Zugpferd and Peppo, okay? So for the Zugpferd solution by email, then you don't have a tax authority involved in Germany, okay? You don't have, but you have the communication through email. You send directly from the S/4HANA solution, okay, from SAP DRC to the customer. Simple, but difficult. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about this process. It's just that you know there is an outgoing process in Germany for Zugpferd, and then you have also an incoming process in Germany as well. So the solution supports both direction. And yep, Italy, now let's go to Italy. I have to speed up. ¿Cuántos minutos? ¿Cuánto? So, okay, let's move forward. So Italy, in Italy they have the, okay. In Italy, it's, the electronic invoice is already mandatory since 2019, and exactly for this reason, to fight against the tax evasion. And yeah, okay, so different than in Germany, yes, you have an organization in Italy, so the tax authority, it's not called SDI, I believe it's Sogai there, but it doesn't matter. This is about the organization that in Italy receive or manage this electronic invoice in the country. All right, so let's move forward. And the team and project setup and example, so that we, how at least we succeed in our customers. So it's the implementation. When you have an implementation of a SAP document and reporting compliance, you have to work tight together with the customer. Okay, so this means the local business must be always involved in the project. So you cannot succeed doing this alone. You have to get the local business always involved in the project, because there are many local, it's not just a technical project, okay? This is a mix between technical and functional project. So, yeah, good. We are almost the end. So this is our message that I always let in all my presentations, that in team you are always better. So working together, community. So yeah, you will never win alone. And for those who want to connect with me, so on LinkedIn, so I'm based in Valencia, and yeah, just scan the, yes. And yeah, so thank you so much, guys.
Okay. Hello.
Oui.
See. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming here today. Today we'll be talking about technician training powered by Apple Vision Pro and S/4HANA. I'm Gregory Doukas, and I have Zara with me today. Just to introduce myself quickly, I'm Gregory Doukas, as I said. I work for Trifork as a SAP technology lead. I've been in SAP over 15 years, for the past 10 years doing SAP cloud stuff. I have a master's in artificial intelligence. I like to game, I like to travel, but I have 2 daughters, so as you can imagine, I don't have a lot of time in doing these things. I'll pass over to Zara to introduce herself quickly.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zara, and I am an iOS engineer here at Trifork. I've been working at Trifork for the past 1.5 years, and my background is in software engineering, and that's where I spent 6 years of my life studying. I'm Tunisian originally, but now I am based in Palma. And yeah, back to you, Greg.
Thank you. So yes, we are from Trifork. For the next 10 minutes, I'll be boring you a little bit about what Trifork does. Then we're going to jump into the Vision Pro demo, which is probably the reason why you're watching this. And then we'll conclude with a bit of architecture and what the solution is about. So yes, Trifork, we are over 1,000 employees. We originated in Denmark, currently in over 15 countries. In Spain, we have a presence here in Barcelona and also in Mallorca. We also have an office in Portugal. And as you can see now, we've expanded in the USA and in Australia. At Trifork, we believe that curiosity creates transformation. With the customer in the center, we have developed 3 pillars of inspire, build, and run. And this is how we engage our customers. And I'll be talking to you about this in a bit more detail. In terms of our partnerships, as you can see, of course, we are SAP. The laser works, but you can't see it. We're a big SAP partner. That's why we're here today. NVIDIA and Apple is one of our other big partnerships. We are very big in Vision AI. And with Apple, everything that Apple does, and with the Vision Pro, and that's why we are here today. We also got Lenovo, Microsoft, and Google, and as well as all the major other platforms. So Trifork as a whole, we are experts in multiple platforms and solutions. As you can see, you have pretty much everything on the board, and Android, iOS, and all the technologies in the middle. SAP, of course, and BTP being a big one. But what do we specifically do here in Spain, or the SAP division? So as you can imagine, we do BTP. I'm not going to describe the slide. You've seen it 100 times. What I will tell you is that from Trifork's perspective, we focus on the 4 pillars in this slide, so app development, automation, integration, and AI. We're not big on the data analytics side yet, although you never know, we might acquire someone. And of course, the big buzzword of the past 2-3 years, clean core. We have a big focus on clean core analysis, recommendations, and helping customers implement these clean core solutions in their landscape. What does that mean? So we like to say we take your existing implementation, being a monolithic castle-like SAP ERP infrastructure, and transforming it into a modular S/4HANA landscape, and like Barcelona. And of course, we do, so past year, we do spatial computing. I'm assuming most of you have seen the presentation of spatial computing. It's not the first time you're seeing these goggles, so I'm not going to read the whole speech. But the last line is quite important, where it says that the reason we have vision, what is spatial computing, it's an experience not excluding, but including the world around us. So it's providing that immersion of using computing and the world around us to interact with technology. And this is one example of the demo that we did, or a real case that we did a couple of months ago, and simulating a race course, and this different stats that you can see about the race cars and how they're going around the track. What does this mean? This means that we cater for the full stack. top level, we have the experience layer, which in this case is Apple Vision Pro. SAP straight in the middle there, doing the application and the middle the applications and the core ERP. And of course, on the bottom layer, the platforms, so you can infrastructure and all the rest. If you want more information about what we've done in terms of Apple Vision Pro, you're welcome to go to our website. There's a QR code, or you can. It's a very simple, trifork.com, Apple Vision, and you can see some of the other cases that we've done in the past 9 months. So yes, we've been busy in this space since announcement. We've been on there, and before they even got launched to the market, we were developing apps. So yes, we have probably the most experience that most companies will have in this space. I don't want to say the most, but probably close to. We're going to go back to those pillars we talked about, the Inspire, Build, Run. On this, okay, thank you, flashlights. On the Inspire side, we have what we call our design thinking toolbox, and we have perfected the art of exploring the problem and deriving the right problem and the right solution for your organization. So it's not about just what you believe is the problem, but what we ascertain from a user. So we go out to exploration workshops and figure out as I said, the right problem and the right solution. And a good example of this is what we did recently for Royal Greenland. If you've ever been in design thinking workshop, probably some of these screens look familiar. But yes, we went out to Greenland. We interviewed the fishermen, and we got the real problems from the real users, came back and then put the results on a screen and let the business users understand what the real problems are, and then unpack the actual problem into the real problem and eventually build a solution that is still being used today, quite successfully, I might add. If you want to hear more about this, there's a podcast on SAP Data Lab Dialogues, and you can scan the QR code about that. On the build side, having done SAP in the cloud space for a couple of years now, we've again perfected a bunch of architectures that we like to recommend to our customers. We have a classic approach, which, as you can imagine, is just integrating SAP directly, or mobile apps directly to SAP ERP system. What we prefer usually is also to look at more BTP architectures, so pushing data into HANA Cloud and then building application on top of that. In this regard, we have a cloud replication approach, which is using SLT or an SDI, and then event-based driven architectures, which is the last one over there. And what does this allow us to do? It allows us to build some cool apps. So we have anything from mobile apps, tablet apps, we have web applications, we have Excel in the cloud, as we like to call it in the top right over there. We have smartwatch apps, and of course now recently we have Vision Pro on the bottom right. On the run side, of course, developing apps is one thing. It's important to monitor and ensure these apps are continuously updated for smooth operations. So we do both proactive monitoring and reactive monitoring, and of course ongoing maintenance. For some reason, customers believe that once you deploy something, you can just leave it there and it will continue working for the rest of time. Unfortunately, in the modern world, things get, or stacks get very quickly decommissioned, and if you don't keep your stack up to date every year or 2 years, you're going to fall behind, meaning that in 3-4 years' time, you have to do a rebuild instead of just a simple upgrade. And that's what we try tell our users. And on that point, the boring part is over, and now we're going to jump into the use case, which is Vision Pro. So what is the use case? So we're an aviation company. We're maintaining a fleet of over 1,000 aircraft. S/4HANA is our core ERP system that's performing amazingly to do our maintenance activities. Of course, before a technician can do any maintenance activities, you need to make sure that he's done some training, and you can't actually assign him to any maintenance activity until you've ensured that he's done the specific training. So we need to check that training has been done before you can assign. And also, as you can imagine, training with physical machinery can be expensive, so they need a solution. So technical training app and compliance powered by Apple Vision Pro and S/4HANA. And we're going to jump into the demo.
Yeah.
Zara?
Yes. Let me set up this for a second. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah.
And your funky eyes. You want to stand in the center or?
Yes.
Okay, so just to walk you through the scenario, maybe let me stand on this side. So Zara is emulating a new technician that's just joined the company, and she needs to she needs to ensure that she's compliant and she's done the relevant training in order to service the machinery. So what she's doing right now, she's logging on to our application, which is our compliance app, running on BTP. And as you can see there, she can see, so yes, sorry for the bobbing, but this is the experience that this is, I mean, it's much better, of course, if you're wearing the goggles yourself. But very simply, this is an app where she can see the assets that are available in the company. She can click into one of them and see the details. And she can see, yes, I've completed the training. So you can see the certified technicians, her name, and whoever else is certified. The training that is linked to this is actually, we're using a work order in SAP as the template for the training exercise. And she can see what training is available and if she's completed that training. So in this case, we're dealing with the Airbus A320 engine, and we can see there that she is not certified. And so now she's going to proceed to jump into the training app to actually train herself, and then eventually we'll end up back in the screen to see that now she's compliant with the training.
Okay, so I'm going to leave the screen here, and I'm going to go ahead and actually open the app. So this is the first screen into the app. Basically, you have to sign in with your credentials. Once you log in, you will find a list of available trainings that you can or cannot get. In this case, I'm going to be focusing on this first training here, the Airbus 320 minor and servicing. So this view basically represents a little bit of an overview about the course, the goals of the course, how long it takes, how many tasks, and how many subtasks. In this case, they're called steps. And if we click on this view here, start step-by-step guide, we'll move into a little bit of a more comprehensive overview of these steps. So you'll have basically the title and what each task involves. And if you click on Start Training, you will move into an immersive space.
It's a big turbine.
Yes. So in here, you have a full-scale turbine engine of an Airbus A320. Well, it's a little bit small, but we're going to try to make it work. So in here, you have a screen, basically, when you click on Start Training, you're going to go through the training itself. And in here, you have the tools that you will need throughout the training, like a wrench, oil can, oil dispenser, and obviously the engine itself. So if I click on Start Training, first of all, I'll have a timer, and that will run through the whole session and try to eventually compare how long I am taking to finish this training, comparing to how long this training should take. And in here we have some helpers. So if you click on, for example, this button up here, the one that has the interrogation mark, you will have the tasks basically printed in front of you just to get more, let's say, to know what you're doing. In my case, I don't know what I'm doing, so I need this. Okay, so the first step here is, for example, to locate the control panel. So there are some visual cues, as you can see here. And if I step here, hopefully not falling, I can see that it will automatically go into the second step, which is to turn off the engine power. So in that case, I need to click on the button, and it will move to the next step. So the next step is to open the engine cowling stitches. And as we move forward, the visual cues will change from a position to another just to help you through this training a little bit. So My advice is to look at the screen, not to look at me, because I'll be, going down here and trying to open the engine itself. And I would need to step back and try to open this up. The next step is to disconnect this from the power supply. And then I need to prepare the tools to disassemble the oil deposit. So in this case, I need to actually go here and pick up this wrench.
You can see employee safety is very big in our company.
Yes, pick up this wrench and go all the way behind the engine. And it does feel very realistic to actually move around here and do things, but because this place is a little bit small, I'm just gonna try to walk you through this step by step a little bit. So as I said, as you move through these steps, basically this view here will change, the timer will keep on going, and if, for example, you're stuck at some point, you can actually use shortcuts. You can use Siri inside the app. So if I say, hey Siri, pull out the manual for, pull out the Airbus manual in the training app. And if Siri does not sometimes respond, we can also use our own AI agent in here. And in here, basically, you will have a view where you can write, or you can actually click on one of these prompts to get an answer. So in this case, for example, I'm asking how much oil is needed for the oil change, and I will get a response in here. And this will help me throughout the training to know exactly what I need to do, exactly how much, for example, oil I need to be filling, and I can ask as many questions as I want.
So that's actually using a RAG model and ChatGPT to look at these manuals and then provide relevant info to the technician on the spot as they need it. But we'll talk about that a bit later.
Yes, and as you go through this training, which I'm gonna actually try to speed through because it's gonna take quite a time, once you finish all of the tests, you will have obviously a view that says, well done, you have finished the session, and it's called preventative maintenance, and if you click on results, basically you will get your time, which is 3.5 minutes here, compared to the original time, which is 2.5 hours. So that's why I had to speed through the training. It's a little bit long. And if you go to overview, basically you will be back to the same original view. And this is where the SAP part comes in, right?
Yeah, so if you go back to the app and just refresh the screen a bit,
yes.
You should be able to, hopefully if everything worked fine, you'll see Technicians 2. If you scroll down, you should see your name.
Yeah.
There you go. So you can see the system has been updated. Now she's certified to service this machinery. Of course, in the real world scenario, you would make sure that steps actually get done, and you put a bit more checks and balances, but this gives you an idea of how you would do this, and this will now integrate into your HR system and directly into your S/4HANA system in order to ensure that you can assign these people, these technicians, to these actual work orders. And yes, we're going to jump back into the slideway. Thank you, Zara. I'm glad you didn't fall off the stage. It was a close call.
Well, it felt like I was falling.
So what did you see? What have we built? As you saw, we have a hands-on interactive training program on Apple Visual Pro, guided step-by-step instructions. It's an immersive simulation of what you'll get in the real world of this engine. As you can see, it's quite big, and unfortunately the stage doesn't do it justice. But in a real scenario, you'll be able to interact with it much better. We monitor the duration, and of course at the end we can certify that you've done the training. On the SAP side, this is an SAP side-by-side extension, SAP CAP application. We're using HANA Cloud in BTP. Event-driven SDI data replication to get data into the cloud. and using an in-memory RAG and ChatGPT for that interaction that you saw from Zara asking a question. And then finally, we have a simple SAP ER5 application just as a simple compliance app. But of course, that could be any other technology. The architecture that we have, so not very complicated. S/4HANA in the background, event mesh, of course, to receive events that are, if any changes going up in SAP, in S/4HANA, we receive these events, and from that we replicate data into our local HANA cloud database, and that is effectively what is serving the Vision Pro and the compliance app. We have all the nice bells and whistles, HTML5 repositories, OAuth 2, and all the nice things. For the RAG model, we're using LangChain and to vectorize our data, and then using ChatGPT 4.0 just to do that chat interaction between the user and providing that context that we receive from the vector database. And yes, that was effectively it. Just to conclude, so what we try to show here today is that we can build interactive experiences using Apple Vision Pro. Of course, we specialize in a number of these technologies, including native mobile applications, Android, iOS, and the like. And using the power of BTP, you're able to build these things quite quickly on these platforms and enable prototyping, and of course means that you're not restricted by a slow process, which is usually the case with a normal SAP ERP implementation. And I'm going to leave it there with Q&A and questions. Otherwise, thank you. Any questions? Questions? Anyone? No? Good. Thank you very much. You can find me over lunch and you can ask any question. Or later, yes, of course. Thank you.
El passi diapositiva. Hello, good morning. This is Maria Codinach speaking from the IT department from Frit Ravich, and I'm the IT business partner from the commercial and distribution team. Here today, I'm with my colleague, Harsh Kumar, one of our web developers, who has been participating in the project that I'm going to explain today. The talk of today is our business case of the modernization of our application. We moved from the SAP mobile platform to an in-house middleware. In order to make you easy to understand our project, firstly, I'm going to explain our company and our strategy of transformation. Frit Ravich is a family-owned company which was built in 1963 by Mr. Josep Biader, our current president of the company. We are working in the food industry, and our main headquarters are based in Maçanet de la Selva, a small village between Barcelona and Girona. This is the place that we currently have our main offices, our logistical and production center. In terms of our history, you can see in our screen that we have several milestones related with technology and methodology. In 1998, we were pioneers in computerizing our sales team with the POS systems, which lasted in 2018 when we started to use the Frit Sales application that we're going to explain today. In 2005, we implemented SAP, our current ERP. And then in 2016 is when we started our butterfly process, which is the main following journey for our company in the terms of a strategy. In order to understand the business, Frit Ravich is recognized for its dual model of business. We are combining both manufacturing and distribution. This duality is one of the company's defining strengths. At Frit Ravich, having a global and transversal business vision of the business is really fundamental. To give you an idea of the scale of our operations, let me share you some numbers. We are more than 1,000 of employees with 38 local offices around Spain and France. Every day, we process more than 4,000 orders per day, and we cover 290 delivery routes daily, ensuring that 85% of these orders are delivered within 24 hours. This reflects our dedication to the excellent service and customer satisfaction. Our capabilities speak for themselves. We produce over 1,000 products like nuts, chips that you are tasting today here, and nuts, and more than 90 million bags per year, while managing more than 3,500 references distributed of our main suppliers like Nestle, Mars, Chupa Chups, and so on, and we reach more than 50,000 of points of sales clients around Spain and the world. This balance between manufacturing and distribution is at the heart of what makes Frit Ravich unique. Here, in this graph, you can see our turnover evolution. Our company has been growing constantly during all the time, except in COVID. In the last years, we have been consolidating our expansion and doubled our turnover. This shows our commitment to innovation, adaptability, and putting our customer first. Moreover, looking ahead, we aim to reach the value of 600 million euros by 2030. This is going to be possible by investing in technology, sustainability, expanding our markets, and the most important, people. Now, if you go in deep in what's butterfly process is at the core of a strategy of Frit Ravich, reflecting our commitment to innovation and continuous evolution. This process is built around three main pillars: our corporate culture that we call Feel Frit, customer and consumer experience, and supply chain. All this is driven thanks to smart data and innovation. And this is helping us to stay ahead in the constantly changing market that we are living today. Additionally, we focus on two essential areas for sustainable growth: innovative business model and sustainability. All this facilitates that we adapt quickly, responsibly, and effectively to new challenges and opportunities. So to sum it up, the butterfly process is the engine that impulses our transformation strategy, and it's making us to improve processes. Now, if you go in deep in our customer level, the customer experience, we can see a clear roadmap on the screen, and technology plays a big role on it. Besides having the governance of our methodology that we call a smart sales. Our relationship with the customers has been evolving through the years. At the first, we focused on the traditional sales basics like pricing, assortment, and visibility. Now, currently, we move to a more relational model, where using omnichannel strategies, we are better in understanding and adapting to our customers' needs. Now, in the near future, we aim to be true partners to our customers, offering tools and insights that can help to them succeed. To support all this evolution, it was in 2016 when we started to develop Frit Sales, an application fully integrated with our SAP. This application replaced the POS system that I mentioned in the beginning, digitalized order taking, and gave our sales teams easy access to key customer information. This helps clearly to us to deliver faster information, more personalized service, and build really strong relationship with our customers. By combining technology, innovation, and customer focus, we are building a model that empowers our sales team and improves the customer experience. So, what's Frit Sales? Frit Sales was designed as a comprehensive CRM that can work online and offline. That was a really important point for us to give what our people needed in the street. Here, it gives our sales team and their managers all the tools they need to interact effectively with the customers and manage the sales process following a smart sales methodologies. The platforms, as you can see on the screen, offers features like route planning, optimization, activity tracking, and order with recommended and guided sales. It provides a clear, accessible view of each customer portfolio, including details of customer status, pricings, promotion, and new products. Moreover, it also allows access to invoices, payment management, and debt tracking, and overall communication with our customer service. Additionally, and no less important, is that Frit Sales supports omnichannel processes by creating a unified customer experience thanks to the integrating orders and data with our SAP system. This tool not only improves efficiency, but also provides a personalized and consistent service to all our customers. But the current tool that we are using on the streets with our team is not the one that we did in 2016. Our first sales application was launched in 2018 using SAP mobile platform. At that time, it really helped us to digitalize our sales processes and provide useful tools. However, as our business has been growing a lot the last years, the system started to show clear limitations. With over 4,000 products on the portfolio, a large customer base, and many pricing structures, the platform struggled to handle the demands of our sales teams. Moreover, after 3 years, SAP announced the non-continuous maintenance of SAP mobile platform, making it outdated and limiting our availability to add new features to evolve with the team. So we knew we needed a new system that could deliver real-time data, support faster decision-making, and grow with our business. This was a really critical project for us. It was directly impacting on our sales operations. Now I will pass it over to Harsh Kumar, who is going to explain us what was the last Frit Sales and what's the current one.
Thanks, Maria. Hello, everyone. As Maria just said, we needed a new solution to replace SMP, one that could offer better performance, scalability, and traceability. SMP was an on-premise middleware developed by SAP. Its purpose was to bridge the gap between SAP and mobile devices. Also offer key functionalities like tool for mobile apps development and offline capabilities. However, with the rise of cloud-based technologies, SMP on-premise design became outdated. It couldn't meet the demand for scalability, high-volume updates, and advanced analytics of our business. On top of that, SAP officially announced the end of support of SMP at the end of 2022. Now let's take a closer look at SMP architecture. As you can see, there are 2 core modules. Message Management Services, or MMS, that process the data synchronizations between mobile devices and the SMP. And data services that manage the data change notifications, known as DCNs, to update the middleware database. To support offline capabilities, SMP used a cache database powered by SQL Anywhere 17. But SMP had significant limitations. We had scalability issues. Adding new entities or functionalities wasn't easy. It required updates to both P and mobile devices, causing a service interruptions and a complete reset of the database. We also experienced performance bottlenecks. The single-threaded DCN's design caused delays during high demand periods and making it unstable. The cache database often needed cleanups to function properly, and these interruptions affected our sales team. SMP lacked traceability, making it hard to identify and solve issues. This was made worse by limited documentation and reduced support from SAP. To address these limitations, we developed a new middleware built on Spring Boot, a popular Java framework that makes development faster, improves security through Spring Security, and simplifies the database management with tools like Spring AORM. The new middleware adopts a modular design, and the key components are App API, Server API, and the controller. We replaced the cache database for a PostgreSQL, which can handle more data, stay fast with regular optimizations, and grow easily with using a master-slave setup. All these models were running in Docker containers on separate machines, allowing efficient scaling and balanced system loads. Now let's take a closer look to the new middleware architecture. We have the App API model that handles synchronization between mobile devices and the new middleware, replacing SMP MMS model. For GET request, it retrieves the data from the database, and for POST request, it sends the request to SAP, returns response to the user, and also saves it to the database. Then we have the Server API model that handles DCNs that sends by SAP, replacing SMP DS model, adding batch processing and multi-threading DCNs to remove previous bottlenecks. This has been a key change for us, as we reduce the time to load the database from scratch from 2 days with the old SMP to just 12 hours. Then we have the controller module that automates tasks like synchronization and data cleanup through cron jobs. And it also sends pending operations to SAP. We also implemented some load balancers to distribute traffic evenly and create new instances in case of failure, ensuring high availability. In case all these fails, we have a contingency plan where mobile devices can interact directly with the gateway via OAuth, enabling them to upload new clients, orders, or payments. To guarantee a smooth transition, we adopted a parallel migration approach. The old SMP system ran alongside with the new middleware to maintain non-stop service. Sales teams were migrated in controlled batches to allow us to monitor and optimize our performance. Additionally, we replicated all the SMP functionalities within the new gateway and kept the front-end application untouched. One of the major limitations of SMP was its lack of traceability. To address this, we added 2 powerful tools, Nagios and Grafana. Grafana gives us real-time insights into system performance, allowing us to monitor services, API calls, and databases. It also traces requests from their origin to their destinations, helping us to identify bottlenecks and optimize performance. For example, in early stages of the middleware rollout, we faced some slow synchronizations that caused some timeouts. Thanks to Grafana monitoring, we could discover these timeouts because the post requests to SAP were taking too much. This allows us to identify the bottleneck and optimize the thread allocation and SAP endpoint configurations, and greatly improving the system performance. We also fixed some bugs that were also present on the old SMP, but we couldn't detect. Nagios complements Grafana by focusing on infrastructure monitoring. It also sends real-time alerts for services failures and tracks key metrics like CPU load, disk space, and overall system health. This helps us to resolve issues before they can impact our end users. And now Maria will explain how this transformation has impacted our business.
Thank you, Harsh. So the benefits of this change have really been clear and immediate. Please let me explain you some of them. The first one is the real-time information. Now critical data like orders, products, and customer change of status are centralized and easy to access. This helps our sales team to be proactive and well-informed when going to visit our clients. The second one is flexibility and scalability. The new system is easy to adjust. We can add new features or updates without complications and not stopping the system while the sales strategy is evolving. The third one is the faster performance. With Frit Sales 2.0, a slow time of response is something of the past. Information loads faster, allowing our team to work efficiently in a dynamic and really fast work environment. A fourth one is the smart sales evolution. This is not just a tool upgrade, it's a step forward to apply the smart sales methodology. By combining technology with a strategic approach, we are moving to smarter tools that bring personalized and greater impact to our sales operations. The last one, but not less important, is the improved user experience. The platform is now more faster and more reliable. This lets our salespeople to focus on what really matters, providing value to our customers. Overall, this project reduces risk, prepares us for the future updates, and ensures that technology works for our teams and they can focus on our customers. All this migration has been possible thanks to the support of our partner. From designing the system to managing the migration, they made sure everything worked well and we met our needs. Using agile methods was really important. We stayed flexible and made changes to match exactly what our sales team needed. Their support and experience helped us to move from an old system to a modern and efficient one. These results are clear: flexibility, reliability, and a solution ready for success and to help our people. Now, if we move to the conclusions, I would like to sum up that Frit Sales is more than a migration, it's more than a technological project. It's a step forward in the innovation and efficiency to stay ahead in a competitive market. This new platform gives our sales teams the tool they need to succeed and prepare us for the future on the new challenge and opportunities. We are excited as a team to keep working to make Frit Sales a driving force behind our growth and success. What we have really clear is that this project shows with the right people, with the right tools, with the right plan, we can achieve excellent results. With everything in place, we are ready to achieve exciting milestones, including our goal of 600 million euros by 2030. But this is not just about technology, it's about people. So the future starts now, let's make it unforgettable. Thank you.
So hi, with these last sessions, we arrived to lunchtime. We are on time before, with some minutes before our schedule. So we will spend some minutes with some draws. We have the opportunity to win amazing prizes. But before that, on behalf of SAP InsideTrack organizers team, we would like to say a very big thank you to a person who joined us some years ago, a very enthusiastic person that she is in charge of the new look and feel of SAP InsideTrack event. You have realized the new brand. It's very beautiful. We have received a lot of messages from all over the world. Congratulations to the event. So please, Mireia. This is for you. Okay. Mira. Okay, a big applause to her. Okay, so now I pass the microphone to Luis.
So before the lunch, I will need some help from Albert, from Cubip. So we will make the next raffle. And this next raffle is sponsored by Cubip. I don't know if you can see, but you can see in the notebooks. So yes, let's. Would you like to share anything about Cubip? Something? No?
Big event.
Big event. Do you like?
Thank you very much.
Don't be worried, Alberta. You will not need to talk.
What I need to do?
So, yours, Albert. You are the Albert
Albert.
is giving 4 gifts or